Hey, I'm Samnang. This is S&J Pride, two guys who've been together for over 11 years, telling the stories that feel too big to hold alone.
And I'm James. If you've ever felt alone, stuck in the closet, or scared real love doesn't exist for you, this is your space. Hit subscribe. Take a breath.
If you're sitting at a family event holding a secret that could change everything, listen to this. I gave a wedding speech I never practiced, and that one sentence changed the room and my life. I want to set the scene. The wedding was late afternoon in summer. Hot air, jasmine at the edges of the venue, relatives clustered like islands. There was a program, a photographer, and the kind of pressure that comes when your whole family expects you to be a certain kind of son. My plan was simple, a safe toast, 2 jokes, the usual memories about childhood, a heartfelt line about my brother finding someone who makes him laugh. That was the script I kept rehearsing in the car. I had the paper folded in my pocket like an offering.
But secrets have weight. All morning they felt heavier than my suit. I remember the exact sound of my shoes on the hotel carpet. I remember the way my hands shook when I unfolded the notes at the reception table. I said the usual things while people laughed. Safe applause. Then a cousin toasted about truth and bravery, and the word sat in my chest like a stone. Suddenly, safe felt dishonest.
There was a moment in the bathroom. Just me, the echo of faucets, a paper towel balled in my fist. I prayed in my own way, not to a church or a name, but to something quieter. Please let me be brave enough to not lie today, and let us be okay if I tell the truth. I wasn't sure who I was praying to. I just knew I needed courage I didn't have yet.
Walking up to the mic felt like walking into a test I hadn't studied for. My notes were precise, 3 minutes max, but my mouth had other ideas. I started with the jokes, the childhood memory about hiding the cake. People smiled. Then I felt the room tilt because I could feel my own pulse. I remember the photographer's lens catching me like a sun. I could see my brother across the room, laughing, oblivious to the fact that the next sentence I said would fracture or free everything.
The line I almost kept was, "I'm so proud of you." Instead, the line I said out loud was, "I'm so proud of you, and I want you to know I choose honesty today. I am gay, and I love someone who has stood by me for 11 years. The words were not rehearsal, they were a reveal. They felt like stepping off a ledge. When they left my mouth, the air in the room changed. I could hear a fork hit a plate somewhere far away.
What happened next was immediate and messy. Some faces froze. A few people blinked like they'd been splashed with cold water. There was stunned silence long enough that my throat burned. Then my aunt started crying, soft, surprised sobs, and a laugh bubbled out of someone at the bar who didn't know what else to do. My brother stood still, hand on his new spouse's shoulder, eyes wide. I felt everything, light, relief, terror, like simultaneous weather systems.
I didn't stay to read my old notes. I stepped down, found my husband in the crowd, James, eyes on me like he could hold a lighthouse steady in a storm. Later that night, after the music, after the whispered conversations, we walked to our car. That's when the quiet collapse happened. People had opinions, some harsh, some stunned, some even kind. That first night, we slept poorly, and for the first time in years, I wondered if choosing honesty had been selfish or brave.
I want to be honest about my side. I wasn't with him at the mic. I was backstage, pacing, thinking the worst. What if someone fainted? What if a fight started? What if families split? I found out what he'd said from the look on his face when he reappeared. There was pride, huge, and also a jolt of fear. I felt betrayed for not being told beforehand. I felt proud that he finally spoke. It was complicated.
We talked in the car.
windows open to the night. I asked him why he hadn't told me he planned to say it. He said he hadn't planned to say it at all. He'd just found a pocket of courage and it spilled out. I listened. I heard the rawness in his voice. I told him I was proud, and I also said, softly, that I needed space to feel the shock. That's okay. Feelings are allowed to be messy.
We spent the next days triaging, answering calls, calming upset relatives, and celebrating the allies who stepped forward. We had hard conversations about safety and timing and consent. I learned that honesty doesn't remove the need for planning. Spontaneity is courageous, but it can also put you at risk if your family's reaction could be dangerous. We learned to hold both the pride and the practical at the same time.
From all of that, here are what I'd call our 3 clear takeaways. First, assess safety before any public reveal. If you are in a situation where coming out could risk your housing, finances, or physical safety, prioritize safety planning. Have a place to go, trusted allies, and a plan for immediate support.
Second, if you choose to disclose publicly, prepare a short script and try to tell your closest allies first when possible. A brief script can anchor you when adrenaline is high. Something simple. I want to say something important about who I love. I am gay. I love and am loved. We are okay. That line gave people the information they needed without an argument to follow immediately. Third, after the reveal, give people time, both you and them. Shock is not the same as rejection. Some relatives will need to process, and that's their work. That doesn't mean you should tolerate abuse or unsafe behavior, but patience and boundaries can coexist.
I'll add 2 partnership focus points. 1, decide together when possible. You don't have to announce everything jointly, but major disclosures are often easier when your partner isn't blindsided. 2, plan how you'll respond to immediate fallout. Who answers texts? Who blocks a caller? Who takes a walk to breathe? Those small logistics buy you both time and dignity.
And because this might be where you are right now, sitting with the decision, I want to talk to you directly. If you're listening and your heart is racing at the idea of telling your family, know this. Your truth is not a demand on their love. It's a gift you give yourself. You are allowed to put your safety and peace first. If you need a simple sentence to practice, I care about honesty. I am gay. I am safe with my partner. Say it in the mirror. Say it in your car. Build the courage in small steps.
If this episode brought up anything that feels dangerous or heavy for you, please consider talking to a mental health professional, a trusted friend, or a local LGBTQ+ support hotline. We aren't therapists here. We're 2 men who lived this, but professional resources can help you make a safe plan and process what happens next.
If this story landed with you, tell us in the comments. Did you ever speak up at a family event? If not, comment I hear you so we know you're here. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who might need to hear it.
Thank you for being here. I hear you. You're not alone.
We're Samnang and James. This is S&J Pride. We'll see you next week. Take a breath.